And apparently I'm streaming. Let's take a look. Okay. What's going on here? Let me see. Oh, that's not cool. Oh. How do I find myself? Oh, here. Let me see. Oh, it works. Oh, that's not cool. Oh. How do I find myself? Oh. Again, I'm watching myself. This is kind of your. Let me see. Okay. Works. That's not cool. Hey, everybody. I'm back. It's a little late in the evening. It's your That App Geek from IWG. We are doing what is watching myself. Okay, this is kind of you. Okay, good. I'm doing what is a little bit of an experiment. Part of a group of YWG spotters that we're all AF geeks in Winnipeg. I wanted to see our different styles of how we edit. And what I've done is title's wrong, but we'll have to live with it. I wanted to see how we would do with a single photo. So with YWG edits, despite the title being wrong here, I want to upload a photo a week to a drive, and then anyone who wants to participate can download the photo and edit, and then we will you can see we will post all the edits together. I know it's working. Okay, that's good. So actually, you know what? Nah, I just want to see here. Okay, fast forward that. Woo. Okay. I guess I can just watch myself edit tonight. That is cool. Whatever. It is what it is. Just want to see. Whatever. It is what it is. So, the first photo for YWG Edits was taken by me on the 11th of April. I was just driving home, and this A320 presuming heading off to Toronto was at the Bay of 18, I guess doing their last minute announcements, buttoning up the airplane prior to takeoff, because when it got to the Bay of 18, usually it's a call to tower and we're gone. But this plane specifically sat there for a few minutes. So, yeah, just pre-flight was taking a bit longer than usual, so they held in the bay. When it comes to my rules of photography, I always like to do source of light behind me. I'm not a huge fan of backlit. With this particular photo, it's slightly backlit, so, but it's not completely. You can see, well, let's see, hopefully you guys will see my mouse, but um, towards the front of the cockpit, you can kind of see. Actually, I just zoom in on it, make life easier. Watch this computer crash as I try to do this. You can see the source of lights there. Yeah, I don't think my mouse is showing up on the live stream. Oh, it is. Okay, well, this is week 1. We will learn how to function like a streamer again. I haven't done this, in ages, so I'm overdue for Flight Sim Flight. This Let's Edit is super way overdue. But let me see. It is what it is. I'm not gonna lose my sleep over it. Okay, so here we are. We have our plane. We have our backstory. Like I said, it's a A320 Air Canada heading out runway 18. Let's edit. I am going to show you my processes. I am using Lightroom Classic. I have the option. I'm just gonna slide this puppy up. I bought this iPad recently, and I do have a general like for editing on an iPad. I find with the Apple Pencil Pro that I can really dig in on some details if I ever wanted to, needed to. But for, I think, the purposes of streaming and the whole Let's Edit function, I want to maintain to use the old PC here, using Lightroom Classic. But here we go. My process is when I edit on PC, and hopefully when I go do AI touching, this thing won't crash. There's been some changes to Classic, some additions that I haven't bothered to deal with. So from this point below, it's not involved in my process. The screen myself, I like to see the histogram. I do have presets for when I do want to do the remixing, but I do have the history. Let's just do back to import here. Back to import for you, or you can just hit reset, and there you go. It takes it back. So yeah, when there might be some times where I might use a preset to help me out. Enhance maybe the vignetting that I do manually. Anyway, here we go. First thing I always like to do is do the lens correction. Thankfully, I do buy branded lenses, I guess, if you want to call it that. So between my Nikons and my Canons, Lightroom has all the presets for all my lenses, so I have nothing to really worry about. In this case, I was shooting with my 400mm, and lo and behold, I wasn't even using all of it, so I was going wide. The location of this, by the way, is Brookside Boulevard. If I were to... there you go. Pull up maps. If I were to pull up maps and show you all, I'm diverging from the topic. Oh, we're gonna get better at this. Honest to God. Yeah, I should. Well, the photo has a story, but like I said, Bay of 18, so I was on Brookside. Not there. Oh, you'd think. Oh, there you go. It's really trippy. That's just Google's way of saying you're not using our product on your stream. But either way, I would say I was about there. Bay of 18's there, so it must have been. I pulled over. That. Yeah, I'd have been. You can see how the road kind of. So, probably here, if I had to make a guess. Yeah. Well, chicken of going off road, so. Yep. So, that's where I'd always be. Okay, going back. Alright. So, there's that. Next. I just cranked this to 120. Typical amount of sharpening I use. Back in the day, sharpening would generate more noise, but I don't care anymore now with the AI noise reduction. It's a non-matter to me. The only other problem is if I shot this in ISO 6400, I've been finding AI denoise doesn't really cut it that much. So I tried to use slower speed film. I guess that's what you want to call it. Lower ISO, less grain, obviously. Okay, so 121 masking. I usually leave that at 85. Is there a definition? Masking. Oh, I wish there was. Okay, whatever. I don't touch radius. I don't touch detail. Okay, scrolling up. Actually, I do have a preset. If I hit it, what does it do? Oh, well, puts it to 100. That's fine and dandy, but here, 120. Bada bing, bada boom. I don't color grade. Never felt the need to thus far. I will pick around with good color mixer, but not right now. I actually bounce back. Tone curves, I don't mess with that at all. But when it does come to color, I do saturate it, but I do subtract vibrance, so I like to balance it out. That's how I was taught. I was taught just to go one way and then go back the other with vibrance. Otherwise, you just end up with something that's oversaturated like this. So I might even just. Okie dokie. Clarity. If I felt like touching it right away, I'm not going to. We'll let some of the work do that. So I want to address the subject first, which is this plane, obviously. So we're gonna get a mask going. Mask subject. This is where the computer crashes because it's gotta think. Not bad. Adobe has been really a hit and miss when it comes. Actually, just to prove it, I'm gonna crank it in, and what you can do is subtract, and then you can do the brush. For me, I like to oh, that's not it. So this is why I have the keyboard. I got my flight sim set up going on here. It's I'm not gonna say it's annoying to take apart and put it back, but I just tend to leave it alone so I don't have to deal with it. Okay. Alright. So you can see the mask, the automatic mask. It's really funny because Adobe will send me the radar product. Does our product make you happy? I'm like, no. Why? Because your mask does this crap all the time. Okay. Should I be like Bob Ross? And we'll just do, we're just gonna put a little bit of happy face here. And this airplane's just gonna look fantastically happy as it takes off. No, just Bob Ross, love it. Okay. And then I might actually, for me, I always go, I wouldn't say to the molecular level, but within a few pixels. And then what I'll do is I will increase the feather just in case. See how I just kind of blend it in. And if I pooch it, you can see here that. So I'll just quickly grab the eraser and then I'll just run it right on that edge. And there you go. And I think I smudged the beacon as well, which is fine. Okay, zoom out. Now it looks like it belongs there. Now the question is, it's 10:30. I haven't slept in 2 days. How much am I gonna deal with this? I personally, I'm pretty critical of myself when it comes to really doing a good job on. I can tell you exactly what. There you go. Now she's mad at me. Oh, woo! Tour of my desk. Oh, technology. Oh, oh, yeah. Okay. This is going to involve me doing a little reachy. What's going on here? There is a USB slot on my PC that gives me a little grief. And that's probably the slot. Okay. I'm gonna need a few more happy faces. And I hope I just didn't end my stream accidentally. Okay, we're good. So yeah, when it comes to just fine details, like even this, I am not gonna be happy until. Actually, I'm gonna do. Sometimes I even overcorrect it, just like this. And then what I'll do is I'll just go in with the eraser. Sometimes I just find that it's easier just to overcorrect and then just touch it up from the inside because you're just gonna find yourself. And then I'll increase the feather. Just so I'm getting in the event I botch it, it just blends in nicely. Let's see, this is starting to. Yeah. I just want to get rid of anything dark. And the thing is, I'll zoom out later on and I'll look at it. When you bring it back to normal, it doesn't look as bad. Okay, brush B. I don't know if people. I haven't really mucked around with brush A, brush B. You can see, keep the settings pretty much the same. Okay. Oh yeah. This is room for. That's where feather comes in. So you just don't. There you go. Just nice little. And I'm just gonna really touch it on that. Okay. This is why, I don't know, some people, when they go to edit, they just throw out their image in a computer. They go and do their changes. It only takes them 5 minutes, but for me, I do spend a fair amount of time doing just touch-ups because, especially when I make the calendar, I can't bear to sell a product that was half-assed, if you know what I mean. I know I did a print one time for work, and even after I sent the printout, I'm still finding imperfections in the photo I submitted, and I constantly go back and I'll make changes and revisions, even though the picture's been out in the public for how long. Never satisfied. Now, I won't get into this detail, or I might just assume. Would be the word. Like, even this, I don't know if there's any. It's just gonna look like a turd. I said turd on a live stream. Awesome. Okay. I said turd on a live stream. That's gonna get me demonetized. Just kidding. Not making money anyways. I'm doing this for free. Okay, that's good. Okay. That is nose, and then like obviously I'll make my way around. Oh, I was trying to figure out what's going on. Oh yeah, you'll see the new that I've geeked from YWG watermark. I remember I had the Matt Capina photography watermark. I only used it like once or twice, and I didn't know how to really use that feature in Lightroom, but this time I've done my homework and pretty excited to use it. What's this? It's just a random object. So you can see how that all burnt. So we're just gonna go a little bit closer. Once again, grabbing that eraser, clean it up, get the feather in there so it doesn't completely bleed that object. Alright, and I'm just trying to make sure I get rid of any dark pixels. Because you tell. Yeah, so there's so much other, but for the sake of time, I might push this puppy past the line. And then there's like, I should really do an add to this, but that's fine. And you can see there's noise. Masking only do so much. Okay, so there's our airplane. I am going to reset that exposure value down to there. What I really do is I don't play with it because I'm not a big fan of playing with that. I'd like to do that more. And if I really want to adjust the exposure on my subject, then I would just do this instead. Just do it with the whole scene altogether. Mind you, you got to keep an eye on your histogram. So your whites and blacks. Nice thing, okay. Okay, I'm just gonna do the crop as well. What I typically do for the What I typically do for the crop is I like to keep there's that horizontal center line with the top of the fuselage and the vertical pretty much in the middle where the wing root is. And that to me is centered, but today I think center has a different idea. And then that's the other part of the whole Adobe. What do you think of our product? If I hit auto, it's a crap shot if it's actually gonna level out properly or not. Sometimes I'll hit auto and the photo will just do. Actually, like example, the photo will do that even though I hit auto. Like I don't understand. This is gonna turn into a therapy session where I just rant about how much I hate Lightroom sometimes. Once again, it's 10:45 in the evening. Lack of sleep. So I'm gonna be cranky. All right, here we go. There's that. Now, the only thing that really concerned me with this edit was the fence at the bottom, because it's a distraction. But it's you have options. You can use the AI remove and try to remove it, but to me, it's not gonna bother me. It doesn't bother me too much. So let's get rid of the crop rectangle and, whew, that's tight. Okay, maybe not so tight. Let's go a little bit by it. It doesn't need to be. So you know what? It means our little barbed wire fence thing here is gonna be in the way. Okay, let's just boop. There you go. Better. Okay, so other thing is I want to go back in the airplane too because I want that plane to pop out a little bit more than the scene. So when I was taught, it was you have to have your subject pop out, and ever since I've been editing with the train of thoughts that my subject needs to be brighter than the background. So we've done shadows. I might just do titch of white, and there you go. Doesn't have to be a well, 24. Why not? Doesn't have to be a lot. And then same thing with highlights, just a titch. Now the only problem is when you start mucking around with these sliders, you can see that the black starts to get washed out. It's no longer black, and you can see the histogram start to slide on that very slippery slope to the right. And it's actually clipping. Actually, if anything, you turn on clipping and you'd see your whites are clipping along the top of the fuselage, and all your detail is going to go sayonara. So you definitely don't want to clip too much. So I might just overdo it. Let's go. So just a bit of clipping, not a whole lot. There you go. And I'll shut that off. So that in Lightroom's little happy mind is my limit right there. Actually, let's turn it on. There is one more thing I just want to introduce into it because, like I said, the whole washing out of the black uh, is texture. I was crank that up, and maybe just a little bit of sharpness, but once again, not necessary since we did that with the initial sharpening. Clarity. Clarity will bring back some of that. The only thing with clarity is it takes away it. You can see it brings back your darks, but the more you go, it just eliminates the whole point of why you did shadow removal. So same thing, just a titch. Actually, let's see how the part 2 it clips the whites a bit more. So part of it is pay attention. Play around. Might be a little bit of the haze. Might be a combination of both. I'm not going to go too much. Okay. Is done and dusted. Okay. Oh, that's why. Okay, not there yet. Alright, so next part. The nice part I liked about this was the mask didn't go too crazy on the tail. Let's go here. Let's go do some more masking. This is where you go with the linear gradient. Some people, when I started doing linear gradients, I just used to start right here and drag down. For me now, I like to go outside of the photo and then just drag it right in. Okay, and then what I'll do is subtract your subject. That's another Adobe wish. I wish Adobe. So I made this a mask. Adobe should make it where on top of just either just subject and a whole bunch of things, I should be able to subtract based on another mask. And that would make life easy, because if I did subject, it will still take all of the screwy pits that wasn't fixed. I would just make the same mistakes again with the mask, and that's annoying. For me, once again, when I started doing this, my magic number was 2.5. It just starts looking manufactured. So I've mellowed out a little bit. Sometimes 2, sometimes 1.5, depending on my mood, depending on what the mood of the photo is too. Because the problem is, if you did this, you might drag the actual brightness of the photo down to the point now you're going, oh, it's so dark. And then you have to go back to the exposure and crank that. So, we're just gonna not do that. Just a bit. Once again, Bob Ross. We're just gonna do a little happy face here, and yeah, just a little 1.5, 1.6. I'm good there. Oh, okay, 1.58. That's mathematically closer to where we were. 4.4. There you go. Or if you're lazy, there you go. You just take your keyboard and you go 5.0, and bada bing, bada boom. And you can fine tune it some more. And then for me, always that ground component. And like I said, when you go to subtract, and you remember my initial edits with the original subject was there, a little bit around here and here. So when I go to remove subject, it's gonna take all that out too. Once again, it's just disappointing. I think Adobe needs to create subtract from mask using another mask, and that should solve a lot of problems. Okay, you could use exposure. Why not? And look at that, it makes our fence disappear. No, that's excessive. Why I like to do, because it's grass. Grass needs texture, so we'll add more texture. Add more clarity, and it kind of defines it a bit more, but you can go much. You can go the haze. No, actually, sometimes the haze will work for you. Sometimes it won't. Will work and won't. So there you go. That's where we stand right now. Where are we clipping? There. Clipping at the top. That's fine. The only other thing that one final adjustment that I thought, well, actually, let's do. Let's do. My brain wants to do this. Temperature, because it was a cloud. Let's say cloudy. You'd say it's not obviously a blue sky. Let's kind of bring this out. I'll just make it a little warmer. I could go full out orange. Let's not do that. Oh, if you're doing like, oh wait, no, let's not do that. For doing the frozen look, it's just a manual way of doing sepia. Oh, that'd be a sick remix. Well, we're not doing remixes right now. We're doing an edit. So we have that. I reset it just by double clicking. I might go as much as 6. There you go. So originally it's 55.50. Let's go to 6 grand. There you go. And do I want to play with clarity? Nah. Just a little bit more. That's fine. And then the red, I always just go here and pop the reds a little bit. Just to make the red solid. And you can see what it did there. So that's before red. That's after red. And if you want that a little brighter. Oh no, it just takes us back to where we were. So you can see the reds are kind of popping. And then, like I said, even be really cool if you wanted to do selective. You go saturate and then just crank these all down to donut. And I love the effect. It's a sick. And what I do is then I would just go do this. It's pretty cool. You know what? I'm just gonna send this out as a remix. Exporto. I got myself watermark too, but the problem is it's just not gonna show. Oh boy. Why not? Let's see. Use unique names. Actually, one thing I forgot to do. Oh yeah, it's just definitely not visible. I need to come up with more than one watermark, but that's a discussion we'll have another day. Well, when I say that, I just mean variations. I am using a solid black right now when I should be going a little bit brighter or lighter, like gray. Okay, let's go back to... Boom. Yeah, I think that's it. Was that the number I was looking for? 67. Yeah, that's fine. There's that. And then, like, there you go. Now I'm just I'm down myself. 0.49. Oh, wait, just a bit. Just a bit. 0.60. It's hard. My eyeballs aren't calibrated. So you say, okay, went back to the 4.9. Okay, you know what? Let's go wild. 6.0. Actually, I'm checking out 5.5. Okay, 0.55. A little bit of that. So yeah, and then like I said, if that doesn't do it for you, you can always go back in and adjust, adjust more, or you could really bring that in a bit more. The only problem is if you bring it too down, you can see that the tail starts to halo a little bit. That's the reason why I won't muck about with it is I'm not a big fan of halo effect with the clarity and that. Okay. And then what I like to do is I just take a look. That's before and after. Look at that. That is definitely something to be proud of. Oh yeah, I forgot the reason. Remember how I said my last step it was once I'm happy with everything, then I'll go back down in denoise. Right now I have it set for I think 80% denoise. Oh, look at that. And then it starts to think. Now I don't know if my computer is sufficient enough. You can see the difference there. Oh, it says I started 42 minutes ago. This is a 40-minute edit. Someone shoot me. It's 11 o'clock. It's time for bed. It's a good thing I get this done on time. And there you go. It looks sharper, looks cleaner. Is it worthy of the AFGeek from my DBG calendar? Yeah. I don't want to give those clues away. But there you go. Now the only thing that bothers me is, like I said, the watermark, but that's probably going to be something I'm going to do offline. Either way, in case you guys don't know, it's just simply what you do is you create your watermark as a PNG, and then export it. Make sure your background is clear. You have a clear background. Get that puppy out. Once you do, you're gonna go export. I do my export, and then where's oh no. Yeah, sure. I've been mucking around with this, and I haven't realized it until now. Anyway, format, JPEG, quality. I don't limit my size. I probably should. By watermarking, you can go watermark, edit watermarks, go graphic, you can choose, and then you have that. Oh, and I think you can, whoop, okay, maybe we'll just, I guess, now my brain's confused. Okay, fair enough, I'm not gonna, oh, oh, cool, okay, yeah, let's just make it noticeable. There you go. I typically don't watermark, but because we got multiple people in one Facebook post or one Instagram post, I do want to be able to stand out. Oh, jeez. Can I just not call it? Okay, whatever. Watermark 3. Okay, and then export. Okay, so there you go. Bada bing. There you go. Yeah. I gotta change that. There's me, a thinner version of me, taking a picture of a Airbus flying over Winnipeg. That half geek from Maduchi. That's me. Alright. It is 11 o'clock. Time for bed. Everybody, thank you for watching. Can't wait to see you all in week 2. Actually, what I'm gonna do is take that. Oh, I just did not do that. I closed it on myself. Okay, well. That's why we should 1. You know what? Could do that. Put that there. What I want is File Explorer. Oh, this is it. There you go. And then from there, we have our week 1 drive. Once again, people that participated. Oops, someone's okay. Yeah. Okay. You. Okay. Upload it. And we're good. Alright. So you'll see I guess only 3. You'll see the 3 of us tomorrow morning on Instagram. Yeah, so everyone, thank you for watching. Oh, I should look at the camera first. Thank you for watching, and we'll do a better job of this next week. Okay, everyone, have a good night. Bye for now.